Hey guys, welcome back to Ascending with Tiff Talks 22. I am Tiffany, Tiff, whatever you feel. Not whatever, but welcome back. But I've been saying for a really long time that I was going to do an episode on numbers. Most of you know how connected I am and my strong belief in universal divine guidance and universal messages. That comes in the form of animals, comes in the form of the elements like the weather, the wind, those things, but also numbers. Okay, so today's the day for us to talk numerology, angel numbers. All right, so we're going to start with the basics, which is basically what numerology is. Now, let me walk through what I wrote down. I might get off track a little bit. But basically, numerology is the study of the significance of numbers in your life. So, of course, I found a couple definitions, right? And one said the occult significance of numbers. The other said pseudoscientific belief in the divine relationship between a number and one or more coinciding events. Now, I like that one better, but pseudoscientific, not so much. We are definitely programmed and conditioned, indoctrinated to believe in, or to not believe in, the seemingly impossible, right? Matter of fact, belief in what we can't physically or scientifically prove is highly discouraged in our society. So no, that doesn't really go with who I am. So I didn't like either of those definitions. I think that belief in something outside of ourselves is discouraged on a level of society, a societal level, because if you start believing in your power outside of the power that you've been told it's okay for you to have, then you may not be as willing to live and accept the fear that the higher ups, for lack of a better word, try to project onto you, right? So you may become less controllable, right? So, of course, they don't want you to believe, so they attach words like pseudoscientific or occult, things that have a stigma attached to it. So, I do not believe in coincidences at all. So the definition that I am going to go with is simply, it's the study of numbers in your life. I believe that God, source, the divine, however you connect, inspired the number system as a means to kind of allow us, earth beings and humans, to receive divine guidance, encouragement, and support from the angelic realm. I believe that there are people, humans walking around with spiritual gifts, such as myself, that are given divine inspiration where they can decipher the meanings of these numbers. Now, something that I do need to warn against, if ever you have to look up an angel number, be discerning about who you choose as an interpreter, okay? Because some of these websites that I found interpretations on, like, I'm literally like, how do I report this site? How do I have this particular site not ever show up in my results again? So be discerning about who you choose to listen to. But anyway, don't you like my definition better? Because pseudoscientific is dismissive. It is just simply the study of numbers in your life. So today we're going to talk numerology. So when you see certain numbers or certain number combinations, especially when you see them repeatedly, please believe that they carry a significance. These numbers are referred to in the spiritual community as angel numbers. And I'm so happy to see, and I believe that we're awakening on more of a collective scale. So more people are becoming aware and just taking notice of these numbers. I ran into a couple posts of friends or people who are on my friend list on Facebook, last week, where they were asking about the meanings of certain numbers, or they had mentioned how they had been seeing certain numbers repeatedly. And so I just love to see that awareness. So it's awesome. Anyway, that said, let's talk about it. So when I first started taking notice of numbers, it was like certain patterns. So let me just tell you that angel numbers, and not all of them, it could just be numbers that you see repeatedly, but angel numbers tend to show up in patterns. I noticed when I first became aware that most of these numbers show up as palindromes or single digits attached to master numbers. So palindromes are patterns that read the same backwards and forwards, like the words mom, M-O-M, or dad, D-A-D, or pop, P-O-P. So either way you write it, it's the same, backwards and forwards. So that's the same way with numbers, 232, 343, 757, those. And then also the master numbers, which are mirrored double-digit numbers. So it's like 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, and 99 are all considered master numbers. If you were to get your numerology chart read or something like that, I think most people don't work with master numbers past 33. Most of them are 11 and 22 that are acknowledged, and then 33 some will deal with. But I was seeing numbers 211, 911, 311, etc. Seeing them where? Everywhere. I think that has to happen. Like, you have to see it often, and just because it's going to get your attention. That way you start to really take notice. So I feel like it's something that's going to be recurring frequently with you when you first start to really become aware, right? So you can see these numbers in license plates, addresses, purchase receipts, in the likes of a video, shares, comments, numbers, video counts, of course, clocks, anywhere. Anywhere that there are numbers, the angels can use angel numbers to send you divine messages, okay? So master numbers, the double digit numbers, 11, 22, 33, those are said to carry an amplified effect or meaning. It is the number of master builders. It's like a powerful force. It's representative of leaders, etc. So, like I said, if you have your life path number or your destiny number explored by a numerologist, they'll probably stop at 11s and 22s and, not even really go past those two to work with. But to see an angel number combo with 11 or 22 attached, it is usually carries extra significance. So now we're going to go through the numbers from 0 to 9 and kind of assign their meanings for you. Also, if you read tarot, like me, I was going to say, did I say that? I don't know if you guys know, if this is your first time joining, or if you haven't been following me, that, yeah, I read tarot. But it is very helpful if you do read tarot to know the meanings that are attached to these numbers. It really just allows you to give more detail and to have a better, even more clear understanding. But if you're just running across these numbers in your day-to-day, it is just as helpful, especially when you're in a place of thought and you have a certain question in your mind, or you're running something through and then you see one of these numbers. It's like, yeah, they heard me. Who is they? The angels, the divine. So there's your answer, right? In number form. It is really cool. It is a really cool awareness to cultivate, and it just really connects you to source. Okay? But let's start with the single digits. And I'm only going to go 0 through 9, of course, because 0 through 9. But anyway, so 0, I also found, let me say this really quick. I'm sorry. Y'all get to it. I also found that there are different meanings for some of the numbers too. So I feel like some people who make the memes, or they write their articles, they simplify it depending on, I guess, their intended audience. I'm not sure. They simplify it or overcomplicate it, or they may just not take the most commonly used meaning. So, be discerning again in picking what applies or what's applicable for you. Okay. But 0 is the number of infinity. It is eternity. It is also the beginning of cycles. But when I say infinity, I mean everlasting, like eternal. So for me, that is God. That's source. That's the divine. It is most definitely a number of in the beginning, right? In the beginning and the end. You hear me? So it is divinity. It is divine. It is infinite source. No, the number 0. So if you see a number that is like, say, 2 and 2 zeros, that number is powerful. That's all I'm going to say. It's a really powerful number, super significant, so you're going to want to look it up. The next number is number 1. Ones are about the self, the single, the beginning. It's a new beginning. It's a start. It's the creation of something. It's the starting point. That's easy to remember because, starting point. And then 2s. 2 is the number of duality. Think partnerships. But also, when I say duality, I mean masculine and feminine energy. You know that we are, as humans, as individuals, all made up of, 2 sides of us. It's the yin and the yang. It's the masculine energy and the feminine energy from both parts of us. And so this is about duality. And when I added that, let me just say, it's also about balance, okay? Think the surface level and the subconscious. The conscience and the subconscious. Does that make sense? Am I saying the conscience word right? The conscious and the subconscious. I think I added an N that I didn't need. Anyway, you get my point. Duality, balance. It's 2. Think partnership. Think relationship. That one's pretty simple to remember. And then number 3. 3 is about creativity. It is about expression. It is about self-expression. It is about how you speak to the world, how you create, period. So creativity could be related to having children. It could be related to communication. It could be related to art, expressive art. Oh, look at the squirrely. It could be related to expressive art like painting, drawing, singing, speaking, any of those things. It's your creativity. It's how you express yourself. 3s. 4 is the number that is connected to your foundation, your stability, your family, the thing that, supports you. So it's your foundation. Think of the number 4 and how it appears. Or no. Think of a 4 as a table, right? Tables tend to have 4 legs, right? For stability, for the foundation. So think of that when you see 4s. And then number 5. Oh, y'all. Now, I can't lie. I got acquainted with 5s really quickly. Especially when you're experiencing an awakening or transformation. You're going to see those 5s like, oh my God, a lot. Matter of fact, the house that I moved into, now had I really been the person that I ended up becoming before I moved there, I would not have moved there. I cannot lie. I would not have moved there. But 5s are about change. 5s are about challenges. 5s are about conflict. 5s are about transformation. It is about, if you see a 5 number house or a 5 house number, like my house was 4208. So the 4 and the 2 is 6. 6 plus 8 is 14. 14 is 1 plus 4, which is a 5. So that's how you figure out your house number. But just be assured that if you have a house like that, either that house is going to be transitional for you, somewhere you're not going to stay for very long, or there are going to be some major spiritual changes around the people that live there, right? For my son, when I was in this house, I felt like he was kind of moving into a depression. I felt like this house separated us a lot. One, it was a lot of space. It was more space. But I feel like it separated us and kind of kept us apart. He started wearing a lot of black all the time. He didn't want to do too much. It just changed a lot of things. And then meanwhile, I'm transforming spiritually. My spiritual gifts are kicking in. And my view of the world just was changing. So lots of transformations in the house. So when you see 555 anywhere, and that's 422 on the clock right now, that is awesome. When you see, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get off track, but I take note of these things like it's just random. Let me write that number down so I can come back to it. But when you see 555 or 555 anywhere, just know that either you are enduring changes or you're about to go through some changes. Even if you see 55, I would associate that with being changes that are divinely inspired. You know, if you see the 3 together, 555, just know it's going to get intense. It's going to get intense. So brace yourself. And if you're a fixed sign like me, everybody does not like dislike change. But if you're a fixed sign like me, you like, no, I wish things could stay the same forever, you know? But, you know, growth is the name of the game. It's the goal, right? Then your next number is the 6. And I wanted to talk about this number because I feel like religion has kind of tainted this number, and it should not be. 6 is the number of peace. It's the number of harmony. It's the number of balance, right? So when you see several 6s, and let me go ahead and say it, 666, don't give that power to Satan or to the evil people or to the devil, because that ain't who it's about. It is about your peace. It is about your harmony. Even this morning, sitting outside, you know, I sit outside and watch the birds and whatnot, and I'm looking like, oh, that's a lot of little doves. Doves are symbols of love. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do an episode that is on animal messages, that is just strictly kind of decoding and speaking about the messages that we receive when we see certain animals. But doves are a message of love. Doves are a symbol of peace. You've seen that in the Bible. But also you can just kind of relate it to the feeling that you get when you see these birds. But traditionally, that is what doves are representative of. Pigeons also, which are closely related to the dove, same thing. They are symbolic of love, which is probably why we see so many of them, because there is so much love, and it's just the most abundant thing on the planet. But 6s are about love. So when you see 666, just take note of that. When there has been something turbulent in your life, or you're coming out of a rough period and you start seeing 6s everywhere, it is not because you're cursed. It is not because something evil is about to happen. It is you about to move into a period of calm, a period of tranquility. Even if, you know, it's only temporary, you probably be passing through it to continue to transform into your best self. But it's a good thing, right? 6s are good. And so as I become aware, and I became aware, when I purchase something, if it ends up being 3 6s, then I don't say, let me add some gum to that. Let me buy something else so I don't end up with that number. Don't do it, guys. It has a positive meaning. The next number is 7. It's the number of divinity. It is the number of divine wisdom. It is the number of spirituality and spiritual growth. So divine wisdom for number 7s. I guess we can correlate that to the days of the week. You know, what do they say on the 7th day? Is it the 7th day God rested according to the Bible? I don't remember at this point, because I'm just used to the 7 days, and I know he rested, right? I think that's it. It's been a while. But anyway, 7 is divine wisdom. So 7s are a good number to see. Also, 7 tends to be, of course, because it's divine, it's divinity, and there's nothing bad associated with God, with source, with the creator. And so everything is all about balance also. But 7s tend to be a number depicting luck. Definitely good fortune when you see like 777s. That's why, yeah, jackpot, right? Think jackpot. Number 8, speaking of good fortune, number 8. If you see 888, just know that the money is coming. The abundance is coming. And I don't want to make it just about finances, but usually that is what this number relates to. It's related to prosperity. It's related to abundance. It's related to the balance of giving and receiving. If you look at an 8, it's usually the top and the bottom half, of course, tend to be equal. So it's about the balance of giving and receiving. And you know, there's a spiritual law. We are doing an episode on that as well. That is about giving and receiving. The more you give without the expectation of receipt, just the law of nature is going to bless you in return. So the more you give, the more you receive. And then last but certainly not least is number 9. And number 9 is a number of completion. It is the number of fulfillment. It is the number of conclusions. And then I also saw something that said compassion and charity. Okay. But it is a complete fulfillment. It's a whole number of wholesomeness, whole and renewal. Think that, because after you go to the 9, you're going back to the 10, which is essentially a 1. So think the end. 9's like, okay, made it through that, starting the cycle over. So that may be the beginning cycle of a new phase in your life, or if you didn't get the lesson, starting that cycle over for real, like literally. Anyway, next, what did I want to talk to you guys about? I think triple numbers, just a little bit, but not so much. I feel like we really have covered enough ground on those, but I had to kind of look and see. Well, really, like it really is like this. Even the double numbers, right? Because I already have told you guys that those are amplified. The strength and the power of those numbers are amplified. So with the triple number, just think, whoa. You know what I mean? Whoa. That means something's really about to happen. So if you start seeing triple ones, you may be trying to manifest something. It's a confirmation of whatever it is that you are trying to manifest. It is a confirmation of a presence of angels. It just depends on who you ask, right? So 111 is confirmation of blessing. It's a blessed number. Triple twos, again, partnerships and relationships. Threes, creativity, creative expression. But in doubles and triples, it is the number of the ascended masters. Who are the ascended masters? The ascended masters are Jesus, are Buddha, are Mother Teresa. Those people who came to earth and really kind of mastered humanism. They mastered being humans, and they just, this is the belief in the spiritual community. But ascended masters is Jesus. I think he lived to 33? Or is that when we started hearing about him? I'm not sure. I don't remember at this point. But to see 3 3s, really, really, really positive omen. And 4s, again, 3 4s is about family. It's about angels. 3 5s, we already talked about that one. Change and conflict. 3 6s, about your spiritual growth, peace and harmony, your personal growth. 3 7s, numbers of divinity, jackpot, miracles, right? The spiritual significance. 3 7s. And then 3 8s, abundance and prosperity. And 3 9s, wholeness and completion. So if you are seeing these numbers in this way, and you kind of already know what the assigned meaning of the number is, so even if you see them in a combination of like a palindrome or a pattern of some sort, you can kind of discern or decipher what the meaning of the number is. So 211 could be related to an incoming partnership or balance, or spirit or the angels trying to gift you with balance in a certain situation. Like, just be willing though to look it up. If you go to my Google search on my phone right now, pretty much every one of them is going to be angel number search. Because when I tell you it's a 432 on the clock right now. So that was to remind me. But yeah, I'm so adjusted and accustomed to looking up these numbers. I just say, hey Google, which I don't want to say right now. I hope it's not going to answer me. But I just say that and then say angel number meaning and the number that I just saw. And so there's a website, joannesacredscribes.com. Her meanings and her definitions and interpretations of certain number combinations is usually so spot on. How do I know it's spot on? Because it's relevant to the question that I just asked Spirit, or the answers will be relevant to the thoughts that I'm having. When I tell you that Spirit and I have full-blown conversations, sometimes with me expressing and them just shooting numbers my way via license plates. It is pretty amazing. It is pretty amazing. 433 on the clock. So be sure to give that a try. What else did I want to mention for you? 432. Sing numbers in succession. So you see 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7. All of those are usually about some type of progress, some type of steps. If you see 1, 2, and 3, that is the beginning. So there's probably a project or something that your angels are prodding you to get started on. Something you want to do, something you want to get. It doesn't have to be a creative project. It could just be, you said you wanted to clean the house. You do need to clear out this clutter. You start seeing 1, 2, 3. Like, it's like, chop, chop, get on it, right? So yeah, take that as it resonates, guys. I don't know who need to clean up their house right now. You've been saying it for a week. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, kinda. But anyway, there's a reason I use that example. That's why I say kinda. But anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful. I definitely wanted to put it out there and share this information with you guys. It just really, really adds to my awareness to be able to have a better understanding of these numbers and the presence of my angels and my angel guides and spirit guides and whatnot. So I hope this was helpful, guys. Definitely let me know. You know that I have a group called Ascending with Tiff